Hey, everybody. We are back. We are back, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Proud Mary podcast. I am Monique J, and this is,
92 Stag.
and we are known as the Proud Mary podcast, where we give it to you nice when we can and rough when we must. We took a break off last week, for the new year and everything, but we are back, and I guess they was ready for us to come back because they could not stop all of the what's going on from going on. So we have a lot to talk to you guys about. Before we get started, we're going to ask you to do a couple things. Hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed to us, and then hit the notification bell so that you can know when we are going live. And then last, share this out right now to your friends. There's a little share button. Share it out via all of your social media, text message, and you guys come on in here and join us because our take on the current topics is like no other. Especially and at the end of the show, we're going to go ahead and give as always, you're going to get our I Just Can't moment by Stag and Mo's Money Minute. But now, without further ado, we are going to go into our first topic area of today, and that is let's talk. Oh, correct. I think let me make sure. Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Politics. Oh shucks, Stag. Where is that? We can go politics. It's politics and law. They all in the same thing. Let's
This is
talk
all together.
politics. All right, let me
hmm
get it off of here. All right. So, what do we have first?
So there was a ICE involved shooting yesterday in Minneapolis. ICE agent, a woman attempted to run over the ICE agent with her car, and the ICE agent killing the woman. They said she was shot in the face. I don't know, but the argument seems to be whether or not the shooting was justified or not. And of course, the left is spinning, their downplaying of what this person was actually doing. To the
Mm-hmm.
left in the media, she was just a innocent bystander and a mother of three. And then I
Mm-hmm.
heard she might have had her kid in the car with her. I don't know, but she was just waving people along, and all of a sudden these ICE agents started approaching her car and telling her to get out the vehicle. And they keep showing these stuffed animals shoved into her glove compartment. But what she had been doing, what she, had been doing was she didn't live there. Her and her partner, her lesbian lover, wife,
Mm-hmm.
whatever she was to her, was
Mm-hmm.
they were from Colorado actually. They were there as paid agitators, and
Mm-hmm.
they had been following around ICE all day. She was known by everybody, following them around and blocking traffic and impeding their law enforcement actions. Her wife was not in the car with her because she was on the sidelines recording everything so that they could upload to social media and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't just an innocent bystander, she was agitating ICE officers and actively in, interfering with their law enforcement action.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, that sounds about right. We know that they generally always try to give people the part of the story that is going to pull at your heartstrings. Now, I don't know if you remember that me and you had this conversation. Do you remember we had this conversation last week? And we were saying, what are they going to do next? What's going to happen next? Because it's the situation with the fraud, right? And it was coming out so much that they were, mostly the Democrats and all this, and were wrong, and they didn't really want to talk about that because it was one of who they was trying to make be the vice president. And so we said, do you remember we said some got to come up, some got to happen to get everybody frustrated again and get everybody focused and in their feelings. And lo and behold,
hmm
look at what happened. Now
hmm
I would hope this woman wasn't willing to, well, she obviously was willing to
hmm
risk of her life.
Because the left got them crazy, got them thinking that they saving the world by opposing ICE. And I think that in their mind, in their twisted minds, I don't think that they see ICE as law enforcement. Because they're
Mm,
just like the FBI or your local police or
mhm.
sheriff's department. They are law enforcement.
Yeah, they don't. That's the crazy part about it. They don't. And you know they don't because
Hmm.
if they did, they would not be treating them like that. Like I don't know if you saw the one video. I'm gonna pull up a few. But I don't know if you saw the
And
one video where they literally like was standing in front of the guy's car.
hmm
I was
hmm
like,
hmm and the
and the
left doesn't
officer.
realize it's their rhetoric that is causing this chaos. Their actions is causing all of this chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And then once something happens from their chaos, then they point the finger at the other side and say, "Look what you
Mm-hmm.
did." They are the epitome of I'm not touching you, but I'm not touching you,
Yeah.
but I'm not touching you with the
Oh my
finger
God,
right
I
up in
used
the
to
back.
hate
I'm not
that when I
touching
was
you, but I'm
young.
not touching you.
I used to hate that when I was young.
Hmm.
Oh shucks.
Finger right at your nose, and they're like, "But I'm not touching you."
Mm-hmm. I used to
And
do
then
that
as
to my
soon as
cousin. I
you
ain't gonna lie.
slap their hand out the way, they're gonna fall out on the floor and swear you tried to kill them.
I swear you silly. I swear you silly. So I know. Did you see JD Vance is? Did you see the press conference?
I did not see the press conference, but I did see a clip of what he said about the agent, that he is the same agent that was drugged by a car a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have a reasonable suspicion that she wanted to do him bodily harm. That's self defense of it. Yeah.
Hmm. I'm sorry. I got the wrong camera up. I'm sorry, child. Give me a second. Okay. There we go.
And and self defense is it's like they say like there's certain elements that you have to prove, and you have to prove all of them.
Uh-huh.
But one of the biggest ones is if you feel an imminent threat of bodily harm or injury. You don't have to fear death. You only have to fear bodily harm or injury.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be from a reasonable perspective. And considering that he had been hit by a car a few months ago from a protester and drugged several hundreds of feet, I would think that it was reasonable in his mind that when she backed up and she pressed on the gas and moved for that, she intended to hit him with the car. That's
She
reasonable.
did. I mean, and they keep trying to like act like, oh, she was trying to avoid him. The problem is, why was she trying to go anywhere? Period.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
why?
Well, if you look at it, they were saying that she turned her wheel so she was trying to get away from him.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, the left is notorious for the spin on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was icy conditions out there. Her tires spun that way. She didn't turn them that way. The ice, the traction, she didn't have any traction, and her tires spun that way.
Well,
But
JD
regardless
said,
to that, they are law enforcement and they gave her a lawful command to stop
stop. Mm-hmm.
and get out of the vehicle because
You there, Stag? You there? All right, guys. We got something happened with with the internet or whatever, but we are back. I don't know what happened. I lost connection, but we back. We back. We back. So yeah, JD Vance said today in the press conference that that the officer actually 6 months ago, he was one of those ones who got hit. So he had to get like 30 something stitches in his leg, and he still sat there and came back working doing this, and now here comes somebody else going after him with a car. And he
Mm-hmm.
literally was in front of the car, standing in front of the car. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the one of the videos and show what actually happened, because of yeah, so you guys can see, because they got the ones with different angles. Hold on. Now I'm praying this one is gonna be of different angles, because you already know sometimes. Now I need you to tell me if you're gonna be able to hear me once I do this. Hold on. Hmm. I just did a screen share. Let's see. All right. I don't want to do it that way though. I want to do it with us on there. Hold on. Whew. Hold on, guys. I got a new there we go. New device. So is this me and you? Hold on. Let me set that up. Because I don't want the whole screen on there. Hold on. Okay. Oh, that's just my calendar. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here, guys. Tell me if you can hear. Can you hear it? Okay. Tell me now.
Dramatic video purportedly shows the moment an ICE agent.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Okay, give me one more second. Sorry, guys.
Fatally opened fire on a woman in Minneapolis, who DHS says attempted to barrel her SUV into the path of an officer. As multiple angles of the incident have emerged and gone viral across the internet, users are left divided on whether or not the agent's actions were reckless.
You all in the chat, please let me know if you can hear us or not. If you can hear that or not. Let me see. Let me know if you can hear it.
Or in self-defense. In the footage, ICE officers order the driver out of the vehicle after she blocked the path of their truck. But as one of the agents attempts to open the door, she quickly throws the car into reverse before trying to speed forward in the direction of another agent in her path. After the vehicle narrowly misses the agent, he fires 3 shots before the car crashes into a white sedan parked nearby on the side of the street. Hundreds of protesters have gathered at the scene, which the city of Minneapolis has identified as the intersection of Eastern.
Okay. Could you hear it, Stag? Cause we could hear. Hold on. Did you hear it, Stag? I can't hear you now.
I forgot I was muted. It was really low.
Okay. All right. That part I can fix. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't not could not hear it. I know I was so I know you've seen the video of him being in front. Do you they're of course trying to say that you know, he wasn't in front, he was on the side. But if you see the video from like the angle from the, I think it's like the ceiling, the person was in their window or something. If you see that video, literally, let's see this one.
The investigation will be video of the shooting, which has surfaced from multiple different angles on social media. So we want to show you the video. If you haven't seen it yet, take a look at your screen. This angle, you can see ICE agents approach Renee Good's vehicle. They repeatedly tell her to get out of her car, pull on her car's handle. She backs up and starts to drive forward when an officer then fires his weapon. So here's a slow motion version of that same video. See the officer tugging on the door's handle, and then another one standing near
See
the
that one
front
at the
left
front.
bumper of the car, draw his weapon, and then fire 3 gunshots. As we mentioned earlier, DHS referred to these as defensive shots, but there's a debate this morning on what.
All right. Defensive or not defensive, Stag?
What you say?
Defensive or not defensive?
Defensive.
Cause what else was he supposed to do? Is what I'm wondering.
It was defensive because like all of that have to happen in like a split second. We all said split second, right? So if you're in that position, you have a split second to decide what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And if you have a reasonable reason that this person is intending to cause uh what deadly harm, deadly force, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then you respond with the same amount of force. Because let's say if he had moved out of the way, because they're saying she was going to turn away. What if she just did that? She just missed him because he stepped out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. And what if she had just turned? You've seen a car turn, do a donut, come on back around. Could have, because of the icy conditions and stuff out there, she could have spun out and hit people in the crowd that were on the street. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, of course, they are going to turn this around and turn this into something else, which we see they do and they do all the time. I think at this point, oh, didn't you say you said something about he calling in the National Guard or something? Didn't you say that? You on mute.
Tim Walz is activating the National Guard in the state of Minnesota to, as he put it, to protect Minnesota residents,
Mm.
communities.
So that's gonna be add more fuel to the fire. But see, I think that's literally what they want.
Hmm.
Because you already know that there is no way possible that doing this is not going to cause more problems. Now, I wonder, are the protesters going to give the National Guard that he calling in just as much trouble as they gave the National Guard that Trump called in?
You know they're not because they hypocrites.
So how they gonna differentiate when what they think the National Guard gonna do? Go beat up ICE?
Well, that's what they think. They think they're because he also was saying your National Guard are your neighbors, your friends, your family members.
Mm,
So he like they with us, you know.
mm.
But if he deployed them, doesn't can't the president take command of them? Didn't we already go through that in California?
Yeah, because technically the president is the commander in chief. So no matter what they end up doing, no governor is not over the president. No mayor is not
Hmm.
over the president. So I don't know what they think is going to come from that, but I think they're really stupid. That's what I do know.
So I'm having a hard time understanding what the left's craze is with deportation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the penalty for being in our country illegally. Deportation, if y'all don't like it, we can talk about what we can do to,
Mm-hmm.
compromise on whatever y'all, but as of right now, this is what the law is. This is it. So you can't be upset with the executive branch, which is the law enforcement branch of the government, enforcing
The
laws
law.
that Congress passed that are already on the books. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
You can't be
And
mad at the president for enforcing the law.
right, and that's why I'm confused as to what do they think is going to be the end goal here? Because there was did you get to see the video of the influencer that was telling her people that if protests don't work, then they're gonna have to start killing ICE, and that they won't
No,
have a choice. So again, not having their own responsibility, she like, we're not gonna have a choice. You do have a choice. Like
girl,
y'all are causing all of this drama. It's crazy.
ain't nobody crazy enough to say that dumb.
Yes, she did, and told people to post it, spread the word. Yes, yes, yes. That's the left.
And they'll swear they have a right to do it.
But
We,
also in their mind, they think that we are the violent ones over here, that we the
hmm
ones,
What?
attacking people and committing all this violence.
Oh, and they created another position. That's what JD Vance said. They created it's called an AGG, an assistant attorney general assistant or something like that. And
Hmm.
that person's job is only going to be to research fraud.
Okay.
And based on well, you saw the hearing yesterday. Based on the hearing,
Hmm.
yeah, based on the hearing, they you can tell that they kind of I feel like they ain't playing with them. You know how we always say they just be talking and don't ever do nothing. I feel like
Yeah.
they might be like finally pissed off. Hey, oh hey Romans, hey Jabbo. Let's
Hey,
let's say
I
we
can't see
got
the
comments.
young
Yeah, I can't
comments.
see none. I can't. I mean, I see them in the what you call. They ain't coming up here somehow. But we see y'all. Hey. If you want to come, I'm on a pin. If you want to come up and join the conversation, you give us. We'll be able to welcome up, allow a couple people to come up. So if you want to click that link and you can come up and join the conversation we're talking about right now. We are in law and politics at the same time. We're talking about the woman who was killed in Minnesota. Definitely rest in peace. Don't want nobody to have to pass away. But I'm just gonna be honest. The reality of it is when you put yourself in positions to do things that can cause you to have harm happen to you, unfortunately, well, I don't know no other way to say that. If you put yourself running from the police or trying to hit the police or anybody that's the police, you get what those kind of people get.
Hmm.
I feel
Yeah, and I
bad.
feel like the left is trying to make this their George Floyd moment. They've been
Mm-hmm.
looking for one.
Yep,
They've been looking for one,
we said that.
but
I 100% agree.
but but it's just the white liberals out there. So it's nobody's coming to help.
You don't think the black people gonna come and help the
No,
folks?
because where they are, the people are wanting this action. They want the action.
Well, they said
I
all the
think
people
that I think
want
that they're
them
just scared of
gone.
Antifa in that city.
Yeah.
But
I guess all we can do is wait to see what's gonna happen. I mean,
I did want to say this
mhm.
before we move on from the ice thing. That's it. So the ICE agents announced that they had arrested a illegal Somalian. Hold on, because I want to make sure I get this right here because this is why they did. Because I think that the left seem to think that all ICE is doing is going after illegal immigrants for no reason. But criminal illegal Somali man arrested by ICE. He had prior conviction in 2016 for first degree criminal sexual conduct for
Mm.
forcing a victim to perform oral sex on him multiple times. Um, he also had a prior arrest for first degree sexual assault, and he has an active warrant from 2024 for obstructing police. So I said that they had previously tried to arrest him at his apartment, but the building manager blocked ICE from entering the building and shielded the convicted sex offender. But they were able to arrest him in a targeted operation. And
These
this
people
is a quote
crazy.
from the ICE. Thanks to the sanctuary policies of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, this dangerous criminal was free to prowl the streets and victimize Minneapolis residents for years. So they are actively. On one hand, they're saying, but Trump said he's only going to go after the criminals. And then when they're going out of after criminals, you're shielding them and obstructing their arrest, and the city is not um, cooperating with ICE in removing them by honoring detainer requests for them. So, what is it that you? This is a dangerous sexual offender
Mm, mm,
who
mm.
was in the streets for years here illegally, and people actively protected him from being detained and arrested and deported by ICE. This is who Minnesota had running around their streets, a sexual deviant.
We can't make this. We can't make this shit up.
Hmm.
We really. But what's really crazy for me is and maybe I'm just gonna say this. Maybe our minds. Well, I ain't gonna say maybe. I know that's the case. Our minds, people who think like us, people who are. I'm just gonna say logical and not crazy in the head don't think that this stuff makes sense, don't think that this is good, really have a problem. And I know for me, I'm like disgusted. I've been watching stuff, I've been disgusted by the stuff that they be saying. What's his name, Jeffries, yesterday said millions, still saying millions of people don't have help, living, don't about to die from health insurance. Like, I'm like, what is wrong? And who is listening? But I don't say who was listening because I was scrolling through, the TikTok streets earlier today too, and I literally just heard some of the dumb is stuff coming out of people's mouths. They talking about we now got to be prepared to get our bunkers ready because everybody want to come get us and fight us. They coming for us and all this now. Well, we can get to that next. We're gonna go. Okay, so we're gonna put a pin.
Hmm.
We're gonna put a pin in this here Minnesota shooting again. Rest in peace. If she has children, I really, I feel bad that they lost their mom. But I definitely, feel like I hope people will learn. Let them people do their job. If you feel like it's wrong, what's being done is wrong. Contact your congressman your congressman, your House representative, or your senator, and you let them know. And you sit your butt at home and let them people do their job. Period. Ain't
Hmm.
no little check worth you living your losing your life for unless you in the military or the police or something like that. Other than that, protester ain't don't sound like a risk your life type of job, but that's what they doing now.
Well, they say they making 100 grand a year protesting.
You serious?
Yeah, they paying them good money to stand out there and just obstruct and I think the ones who are willing to be more violent and engaging, they get paid even more.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at some well.
Hmm.
I guess. So we're gonna go to the next top story. What's been a story? It's been about for about a week now. Is let's pull it on up here.
I think that we should add foreign affairs to our
Is
list because I
this
think that we're going to be talking about what's going on around the globe for a minute.
yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
don't well, I was gonna say you don't think I'll see if I can get you don't think that this is I guess the politics side of things is not totally uh okay, let's see here. The politics side of things isn't foreign affairs or whatever too, because we could keep it in there.
No, I'm
We
talking
just,
about like, when we talk about like other what's going on with other
oh,
countries
other
and
countries.
regions
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Foreign stuff,
Did
yeah, not
did you
domestic stuff.
did you hear though about they said what Putin got something going on. He said he finna go into them
Yeah, he
people's space.
threatened Ukraine. Yeah. But Mo, for real, this to me now, I can't speak for nobody else, but to me, this is another show that you can't handle us, right? That you would
Mm-hmm.
go and threaten Ukraine, little Ukraine, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
dependent on other people for their survival.
Mm-hmm.
We took your boats. What you gonna do about that with us? This you ain't threatening us.
So
What
what
you
you
gonna do about us
saying
taking your boats,
is
Vladimir?
what you saying is he's too scared to really go, or he don't feel, and don't say scared, he don't feel he could get what he needed to get out of, or wouldn't be able to succeed messing with America.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna go he gonna go over and mess with Zelensky.
Mm-hmm. Now tell me, did they did finalize that mineral deal, didn't they? We got that all squared away, right? That's done.
Yeah, yeah, they did do that, but I
Okay.
mean, they just ain't really had the
He ain't going in
opportunity.
there. He ain't going in there because now that is America's interest. Those are minerals. We got money over there. We invested a lot in there when Biden was in office. They
Mm,
owe us these minerals. Russia bet not go into Ukraine. This is what we're seeing now is the two supposed superpowers, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Battling for power and control, or at least the reputation of, right? And Putin
That's
is
exactly
losing.
what's happening.
Putin is losing. And because Trump is making bigger moves than he is and flexing bigger muscle than he is.
Well, I
And
mean,
he's trying to save face, but it ain't looking good.
so do you think them because that's been the debate, that's the argument right now, is whether or not us going over there and grabbing him from out of his military base, that was illegal, and we didn't have the right to go over there and grab him, even though they didn't had a bounty on him through now what 8 years, because it started during the Trump, almost 8 years, started during the Trump
Yeah.
administration,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Started
illegal.
at 15, what was it, million or billion? Million?
15 billion, yep.
At 15 billion. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Um,
Was it billion
and
or million?
Biden increased it to 25, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think no, so it was million. It was 15 million. Biden increased it to 25 million. And then now then we
And
increased
then
it
Trump
this
increased it
time,
again
yes, to 50 million.
okay, to 50. So that says to me that both sides agreed that he was a bad person,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I would ask this for those who say that we couldn't that it was illegal to go into that country and get him. If the United States government has an indictment for him for crimes against our country, we the American people, because I think that y'all forget that it's not Trump, it's not Pam Bondi, it's not the Justice Department, it's we the people. They represent us. They are our lawyers
Mm-hmm.
and law enforcement, and they are working on our behalf. So if they have an indictment, a grand jury
Mm-hmm.
in the Southern District of New York indicts him for crimes against we the people,
Mm-hmm.
in uh, unless you thinking he is going to come over here and say, here I am, how do you propose that we bring him to justice? That is something that I would really like to know.
You
How are
ain't
we
go-
going to go? How are
you're
we
not gonna
going
get no answer to
to
them.
hold him accountable if we don't go get him?
You're not gonna get no answer on that one, Stag, because they ain't gonna be
And
determined.
why are they acting like this the first time this ever happened and it's only like the 100th, maybe?
And look, and for the people who don't believe it's an actual indictment, it is an actual indictment. Do y'all see that? United States versus Nicolas Maduro. Do you see the date
Mm-hmm.
on here? So for everybody who thinks, oh,
Little
they just
Nicky.
went over there for some oil, of course, oil and stuff is gonna play a part. That is actually we got beat on that deal. They allowed they went when Chavez came in, he changed everything up, tried to basically cut the government companies out. They done all that work there that they now weren't able to make money off of. That like who you think gonna let you keep playing in their face?
They cut them out of $10 billion of
Yeah.
infrastructure that they built to pump that oil out of their ground. And they owe us for that. So
Who
yeah, and even Mo, if it so what if it's about the oil? Because the alternative is our adversaries would get that oil and those resources.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know about y'all dummies on the left, but I think that if anybody is gonna have this access to this oil and minerals, it's gonna be us because they over here. China and Russia need to worry about what's going on over in Asia and in the Europe area. They need that's their territory over there. They
Mm-hmm.
can't come over here and be trying to make deals and be playing in our backyard like that. No, no, no. And I don't know if you saw today, Mo, but Trump made an announcement that Venezuela will be, like we gonna get the oil out for him. We're gonna give him, probably get him some money to, get started with it or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But so whatever money that they get from the oil that we help them get, that we control, right? They
Mm-hmm.
are only gonna be buying American products. They ain't buying nothing from nobody else. They only buying American products with the
Oh, I
money that they get from the oil that we gonna help them get. Now they also upset because Trump said that we gonna control the oil, and now he's saying we probably gonna be in Venezuela about a year.
well,
We
I
are
can see
controlling the
we
oil
can be
because we
there.
said that none of them can have it. China can't have none. Russia can't have none. And we are going to make sure that the money that they earn from the oil does what it's supposed to do, which is rebuild the infrastructure and go to help the people. That's it.
Mhm. Well, I mean, it
So,
would only make sense. There's no way that they've been this long without kind of having no control. Even when you vote somebody else in, and they kind of, it's gonna take time for them to get back to what they're used to being. They're gonna need some. They're gonna need some help. And then not only that, you're gonna still have people that are still there that like believed in, supported Chavez, Maduro, and they are going to be speaking up, kind of like sadly what we dealing with here. Where you have these two sides, and even though this is what the government is, this is what the rule is. You have these people that are just outright fighting against it, and so
mm-hmm.
they're gonna have that for a while, and they're going to need some help. They're gonna need
with the
Oh,
United
it's
States
not letting us
there.
pin the. It's not letting us pin it's something syncing off. But we got girl. Me, it's Roman. She said China and Russia is way too close to us.
Yeah, that is the thing. It's it is it amazes me the people who had these conversations about this, and it's you don't have to know geopolitics or be an expert in foreign policy to look at what's going on and decide that
Mm-hmm.
what Trump is doing in his strategy is in the best interest of America. I don't care how you feel about Venezuela. I don't care how you feel about us going into other countries. I don't care how you feel about us wanting oil or reaping the benefits of the resources of another country.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all seem to forget the United States takes care of a lot of people, a
Yep.
lot of countries, okay? A lot of people eat off of the United States
Yep.
and they depend on the security of the United States. That's why the United States spends so much in its military budget because we don't just defend the United States. And we don't just defend Europe or Israel. We defend smaller countries. A lot of the times we feed them. So,
See, but most of these people
speaking,
don't know that. That's the
speaking,
thing. They don't. They're not into. I'm gonna say they really ain't into politics. Period. They play
it,
like they are on some of these other apps, but they really not into it at all.
but this is the prime example is that the U.S. has suspended
Hold on.
all foreign aid to Somalia, to the Somalian government. Did you
Really?
hear about this? So the State Department announced Wednesday that it has paused all U.S. assistance to Somali government, citing an alleged incident where officials in the country destroyed a world food program warehouse and seized 76 metric tons of food that was meant for vulnerable Somalians. So Somali got 76 metric tons of food that we donated to them for their poor. A lot of countries eat off of the United States. So if the
Hmm.
United States don't keep things in check to where, since we are, everybody is in the United States pocket, I think that that means that we get to call shots. I
And
think that
do
we get to decide how stuff move around here. Who you get to mingle with. Yeah, you're a sovereign country, but you don't have your hand in our pocket, calling us when you need us, but doing business with our enemies
other be yeah,
in our
exactly,
backyard.
exactly. Well, we got Jabo up
You
here.
want to mingle with them? Let them feed you.
We got Jabo up here. Jabo, welcome to the Proud Mary podcast.
Hey,
Welcome
Jabo,
up.
How y'all doing?
We are
How
doing
y'all doing?
good. How you doing
you
today?
doing good?
I
Oh,
seen I
oh, I'm
seen you want to go hang out with the ratchet today.
yeah. I went over there.
You
You
know
know
what?
me,
I know. I said Jabo.
trolling. You know me. I'm gonna go troll a little bit. But I think that I can understand when we talking about the Venezuela situation. I can understand what Russia did. And the reason behind it, due to what's going over there in Ukraine. But I just didn't get how, Maduro. I can't say his name right. Maduro,
Mm-hmm.
Maduro, Madonna, whatever his name is. He is the main cupid behind it. So, like you said, he want to ask us for funding, but he actually want to deal with our. And I ain't gonna say that they are enemies, but I think that he was basically helping to backdoor us. And he was not just selling out, America. He was selling out his own country. And it's I think it goes a little deeper too,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we can go back. I want to say 2016, 2014 and 2016 when BRICS was created, and all these countries was basically, y'all know about the currency, BRIC currency, with all these countries was trying to come together and basically to collapse the American dollar. So
Mm-hmm.
I think what Trump did was actually very strategic, and he did it in a way that shows the force to the other countries. Like, look, we know what
Mm-hmm.
y'all trying to do. We're not playing these games no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now we understand what these y'all buy done bought out a lot of our politicians. They selling us out, and I just want to we as conservatives and that actually we want the truth to be out. We
Yep.
don't like even if conservatives is involved, Republicans are involved in this corruption. We want them to be exposed. We want them
Mm-hmm.
out of our politicians. But when you go to debate or speak with a Democrat about the same issue about their side, it's like they constantly make excuses and
Yep.
excuses. So I think that what Trump did is very strategic, shows strength and power, who the United States is, and he's standing on business.
On straight up on business, Jabo.
I
None more,
agree.
nothing less. Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
I think
But
it's sad that they would more willing to be right than to be honest. And that's what I think is the worst of the worst, because people who will just lie just to be right, that means that you would do anything. I done always heard, if you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. And
My
I
grandmother used to say that.
yeah. And I don't like when especially when I'm listening, I know well, I feel like you should know better. I mean, because I mean, it just be so obvious, but maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know better.
But
Maybe.
it's not about knowing better. This is obvious stuff. If you are, I think that maybe we have people who don't remember. Yeah, because you like 55, Jabo, you Gen X and stuff. I remember a time when it was a good thing to be proud of the strength of America, our military
Hmm.
might, our power, that we were a superpower. And it was seemed like you'd be looked at sideways if you even said you had something that China made, right? You didn't buy stuff from China because China seemed it was cheap.
Yep.
It didn't last. The reputation of American made goods was it was strong and built to last. So overall, you save more money because you not buying something every 5 or 10 years. You you buy a deep freezer and shoot your grandkids gonna be using that deep freezer.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
gonna still be in
I,
your
I,
basement
I,
full of food.
I think it became a time. I'm gonna say maybe around 2000. If later, maybe 2006, 5, 6. I think being strong and being tough kind of got made to be to look bad, right? Like, because it was like, to me, I call it the softening of America, because
Hmm.
everything that they were pushing, the powers that be were pushing, even just people were pushing, everything that they liked was about softness. That's when we started, even with like sports and stuff. As we start, everybody makes the team, everybody gets on the team now, everybody get it. Like, and I just think the more and more we got into, like, with technology and making that kind of stuff easier for us, it made us want to be softer. Nobody wants toughness anymore. And I think that's why all of these people don't like Donald Trump right now, and they feel a certain way because they've been used to being pacified and baby. We literally, I feel, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like past 20 years, this country has just been becoming more of a baby, or babying the people and babying I mean, just weak. I don't even know what else to say, but weak. We've been weak.
I
But
have a
they also
question
need
for
to
both
understand.
of
Let me just say this, Jabo. I think that they need to understand that as much as they, the media got them thinking that this brassness of Donald Trump's is, oh, he thinks this and he thinks that. It is very important that he exerts that kind of strength because you're talking about people who want to take over countries and take resources and do those things. So he has to show that we are dominant in this in the global world, right? He got to
Mm-hmm.
be able to take us seriously, and that ultimately secures us. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My I have a question for both of the hosts, and my question to you, both of y'all, is it's a hypothetical. Um, if Harris would have won,
I'm sorry.
and n- it's,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
and I know I know it's a funny hypothetical, but it could have been reality. But hypothetically, say Harris would have won, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the power, the strength and power that they had in BRICS, and say, you know, I guess they turned a blind eye to it, and say all these nations would have, came together, or these countries came together and backed, BRICS. Where do you think America would have been in the next 10 years when they formulated BRICS and move away from the American dollar?
Well, if I'll tell you this, I've been picturing and what I've been seeing according to even how they are pushing all of these weird people to be in control, as mayors or governors, or even her trying to make her the president. Um, as sad as it's saying, I feel like I know it will never happen. But like even with that type of situation, I feel like we'd be like one of these Venezuelans or something. I don't think it would it would be one of them situations where we in a country full of utter chaos all the time, because you have people who still want things to be the way that we know was best for us and the way that worked, and then these people who are ushering in all of these changes in order to allow whatever they're trying to make happen. So I see it would just be a bunch of chaos in us turning on each other.
Yeah, I
What you
think that the country would have been in big trouble with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz at the helm, because none of them know what they're doing. And then one thing that we've learned in the Trump administration is either these past presidents either were incompetent or they were corrupt and were trying to intentionally destroy our country.
Yeah.
They can pick and choose whichever one it is. I think that the BRICS nations would have just grown stronger and stronger because they don't understand the business. None of them have owned businesses. None of them run a
Hmm.
business. A lot of them ain't had no jobs, so they don't know what it takes to make this successful. This corporation that we have here
Of a mind, yeah.
successful and powerful and looking to longevity of its survival,
Hmm.
and that we the people benefit from whatever goes on. The Democrats have successfully made you think that you need them to subsidize your life when you really need them to get out of the way and let you be all that you can be. And that is what makes the dollar stronger when you have a productive nation. It's
Hmm.
a more sovereign nation, a productive nation. It's a freer nation, and that is what makes you know our country strong. Good economic plans, making sure that other countries don't take advantage of us. If we do things for other countries, it has to be in our interest. It has to further interest that we have. So, yeah, I think that BRICS would have completely, they would have let them completely have it.
What is your
Well,
thoughts, Jabo? Yeah.
I think that would have turned in Gotham City.
Yeah, that's what I'm that's what I'm
Yeah, it would have been Gotham City. Would have turned into and I'm gonna be honest, it'd have been basically they'd have been using America for the resources, and they would have utterly, destroyed America from not just within. They would also, destroyed our military as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that a lot of people need to, get in tune and get knowledge on what BRICS was and how it would have been very detrimental to not just America, but other countries as well that actually depend on America and its dollar, and not just the dollar, its trading and other resources that we actually give around the world. But
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you, Mo and Stag. I thank y'all for allowing me up. I'm gonna go back in the chat. Y'all show is very informative. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Don't stop. Keep going.
We
We
won't.
we still in
You know we
it.
ain't no
Thank you
fun.
so
Thank
much.
you for coming up. Thank you for coming up, Jabo. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I just hang you up. Thank you. And anybody, y'all see how easily Jabo came up here that we have the link if you want to
Thank
come
you.
up and say something to us. Also, you see us having scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you want to stag like coffee. So if you want to buy a
I
stag
do.
of coffee, you can buy a stag of coffee at the link that's below. And if you want to give me a tea, because I'm a tea girl, then you have there. That's the way if you want to support our channel or support us, you can do that, buy a stag of coffee or me a tea. So what you think? I guess we off of Maduro and the foreign policies and stuff right now.
Well, I did want to go into that seas tanker because that was some more
Oh
badass stuff
yes,
that they
yes,
did.
yes, yes. Go ahead, go
Hold on,
ahead,
let
go
me
ahead.
get my notes from it because I took some notes from some things that the foreign media was saying. America is
Mm,
back, whether y'all want to believe it or not. And they all, with that move with Maduro, it put the world on notice. And all of these people who thought that they had the option to play
mm-hmm.
games with the United States learned, don't play with us. We
Don't
are the
play.
boss, and they are all starting to act accordingly. So, hold on. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, let me see. So basically, okay, here we go. So this was a Russian, well, no, it was a Venezuelan tanker that the United States had already had a warrant for because it was already caught moving sanctioned oil, and our Coast Guard was chasing it down when it entered into, these waters over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned around and it headed back towards the Atlantic. So we lost it. So now we saw this this uh this tanker when the United States, this was a joint effort, so Europe was on board, even though they was trying to play games about them boats and Maduro and stuff, because it was in their waters. It was in the British water up there by Ireland, and I want to say the UK and the Arctic over there in them waters. They
Mm-hmm.
were scared. They were scared because there was armed men on the boat, and so they thought that they were coming to get resources or something. They didn't know what was on the boat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they had to call Daddy America to come on over there and see about it.
You said.
So they tracked it for us until we could, get on over there and we like, what's going on? They're like, it's this weird boat over here and we don't know what it's. What is it gonna do? What's it gonna do? So then we was like, oh yeah, we've been looking for that boat. So we went and we boarded the boat, took the crew. They're gonna be prosecuted. Now Russia allegedly begged us not to seize the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And they were wondering what was on the boat because it had left Venezuela and they have changed the flags on the boat from Venezuela flags to Russian flag. I guess they thought that then would nobody bother it. And it also had military protection from Russia. It was being
Mm-hmm.
escorted by submarines that hadn't made it there yet. We made it to the boat before they got there. So they sent some protection for the boat, but we got there first. Um,
I got something to show you. I found too.
so
Go ahead.
I have to let y'all know this is what the foreign media is saying about the situation because I just found this so hilarious. A week ago, showing this will not put up. So it said that the United States, by boarding this boat, they showing that they will not put up with any interference with the U.S. actions in Venezuela. This is what the foreign media is saying that the United. This is
Mm-hmm.
by them going and boarding that boat. They like we said you can't come through here, and that's what we meant. Then it said that this was a that that this is the U.S. firmly treading all over Russian military capability. This is from the foreign press. They saying basically we this just showed that Russia can't do nothing against us because we took their vote. Okay, they
Because they
said
think they slick.
this puts Russia relations back a long way, so that kills y'all narrative of Trump being Russia's Putin's puppet and
Mm-hmm.
doing whatever Putin wants him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because basically he flexing on Putin and he daring him to jump at it. So that is what the foreign press is saying about it. They're saying that this shows that we treading all over Russia's military capability,
That
which
that
means they can't mess with us. That's what they saying. Because
that's
if they
why
could, with
that's
all
why
that protection for that boat, if they
that's why Putin
could,
mess that's why
they would have
Putin
protected us.
messing with Ukraine for that reason
Yep,
right there. Let me show you something
yep.
I just
Because we
found that
can't mess with the United States.
I think that you're gonna be shocked to hear. I don't know, since we stayed on that for a second. Do you see this?
Hmm.
Can you see that?
See what?
What's on the screen?
I don't see nothing.
You can't see nothing?
Okay, wait a minute.
It says Brazil to send National Guard near border with Venezuela.
Mm. So I guess that Brazil want a little bit of that whoop up too because the only communist countries now in that over down in that region is Colombia and Brazil. You know, we ain't talking about Cuba, we know about Cuba, but Colombia and
Hmm.
Brazil in that region. So Brazil can get fucked. They all are have
What'd you
to
say?
do
They
this
you was about to say
because
they get effed up too. Wait.
they
You almost said, look, I mean, I guess we
I
could
want to
cuss,
add
but we won't want
the
it to
you know
be
the
it
other
with the time.
side.
So this article
The
says
other
now this
side
is
gets scared when they hear them talking like that. You know, they be like, "Ah, China said this and Russia said that and this and that." And I see it as, that they have to say this because they're leaders of countries, so they have to not appear weak. But I
hmm
want y'all to always remember the United States is the only one who's bringing their toys out to play. We the only ones showing up with toys.
hmm
So what are they gonna do?
There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay,
What are they gonna do?
I've been trying to figure this out. I knew I was gonna get it. It says Brazil plans to send National Guard troops to northern Roraima Mama state, which borders Venezuela and has a strong presence of illegal armed groups who traffic drugs and mine illegally on and mined illegally on both sides of the international boundary, according to a government decree. In an official decree published on Thursday, the government authorized an unspecified number of National Public Security Force troops to be sent to, I can't say that word, as well as there are words, capital. And this is about 132 miles from the border. The move comes after the U.S. on Saturday bombed Venezuela and abducted its president, Nicolas Maduro. On Sunday, Brazil temporarily closed its border with Venezuela near Pacarima. The decree said that the FNSP will support the state's public security agencies and operate in ways essential to the preservation of public order and safety of the people and property. So, does it sound like they're going against us? I mean, I guess since they're saying we abducted the president, that means they ain't on the U.S. side. Brazil has been you on mute, Stag. You just talking
My
to.
bad. I said that. And by them, why? Because you saw my hands going, you know.
Uh-huh.
They say they closing off. Venezuelans don't want to come in your country now. That ship is sailed now. They cool where they at now. They ain't trying to come in your country. You ain't got to close your border. They gonna close their border from your people. It's gonna be
Right.
running from your communists. So come on.
They,
They just these leaders gotta say this stuff so that they don't seem weak right now because everybody is watching everybody. Did you see that video I sent you in the African and what he was saying about what Trump did?
yes.
When he was
Yes.
saying any of our African leaders, if the United States want to take them out, they just come and take them out. He said, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Nothing. See you
Oh, they
later.
so
Yeah, so
this
it's
is crazy. Like, what are they gonna do? What is Brazil gonna do
oh
to the
girl,
United
they
States?
Brazil said Brazil has had been a fierce critic of the US attacks, and the president Luis Inacio Lula de Silva said the US has crossed an unacceptable line. So he
Then
said
what
it's
they gonna do about
unacceptable.
it? What are they gonna do about it?
Now that part I don't know. But he said it's unacceptable, child. They ain't
So
got
we don't care what
time.
he thinks. We don't care what he thinks, and we will do it again. Because they told the Ayatollah over there, he got the same message that Maduro got. He's been told that he can leave the country peacefully. They've already
Hmm.
warned him because they in a lot of unrest over there in
Oh
Iran.
shoot! It goes
Uh,
something else. We what was we on the news? Yeah, we on
hmm
girl. Let me show you this breaking news on here with us. See, I'm gonna tell. Well, we ain't gonna tell y'all our little trick. What we do, we find stuff they ain't talking about. You see this?
Wait, I can't see, Mo.
Two
What is it?
wounded, two wounded in a shooting with U.S. federal agents in Portland.
Home of Antifa.
And this is
I told you
today.
what that influencer said. She need to go to jail.
And this is, well, today is the 9th, so I guess they showing this. It's on the 8th. It says federal agents in the United States have shot two people in the city of Portland, Oregon, a city where administration of President Donald Trump has led an immigration enforcement crackdown. On Thursday, Portland Police Department announced they had responded to reports of gunfire on
Hmm
Southeast Main Street, 2000 at 2 o'clock today. Officers confirmed that federal agents had been involved in the shooting.
hmm So, do you know how every time that there's an election year, because we're in midterm year, so
Mm-hmm.
and how there used to be a police officer shooting involving a black person and a police officer. Well, now that the left has basically tossed the Negroes to the side and it's all about the illegals, now we're going to see higher incidences of things that are happening with illegals. They're about to use the same playbook, but it's going to be with illegals. So usually we will be hearing about officer involved shootings with black people, they unarmed black people
Mm-hmm.
getting hunted down in the streets. They done took y'all narrative now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna need y'all to understand this. They done took your narrative because this is just a game to them on the left, the white liberals and the Democrat Party and the globalists. So this is it. We haven't seen any of the usual things that they usually do with black people when they think they
Yeah,
need black people. We
because
ain't seen none of it. It's all
after the
illegal.
summertime when we didn't jump on the stuff with the girl on the train, then what else?
Hmm.
Oh, then the protests in California. When we said we ain't in this, when they kept trying to, they now are just finding another ploy to pull people in emotionally. And
Hmm.
sadly, though, it's a lot of us, even though they ain't going outside and truly getting involved like that, we still sitting here capping for all these other people but the United States.
But Mo, they should feel some type of way that they using them sweet words they use for y'all for somebody else. That's like having a man whisper the same sweet nothings to you that he whispered to five other people.
Well,
It's the same play. They using the same play. They just interchanged you brown and but whoever they want to put in it. Y'all should be offended by that.
well,
And they have just like tossed y'all aside. It's
you would
crazy.
have to be aware to be offended. And that means they would have to acknowledge that they've been being made a fool out of the whole time. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people don't want to do. For you to acknowledge that you see what they're doing now would mean you acknowledging that you've been done. And they don't want to do that. This
Well, I'm telling you, and y'all need to acknowledge that y'all are not going to get another George Floyd moment because it's going to be all about the Abrego Garcias. Okay,
I was
that's
just
who they
about to
care about
say,
now.
because this case, once you heard from the Department of Homeland Security, they said what happened, because we just heard the one side, like with the Minnesota lady. The
Mhm.
DHS said that this is a self-defense shooting during a targeted vehicle stop. That it was a
Mhm.
target. The passenger was traveling inside a vehicle who was affiliated with Trendiagua, a prostitution ring, and involved a recent shooting. The
It's a whole lot of
driver,
criminality going
I
on in
know.
Minnesota.
The driver, look, and this they were DHS claimed was a member of Trende Agua, a Venezuelan gang. When the agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over law enforcement agents. So they just acting up in Minnesota and Portland. They just gonna run over
Hmm.
people, huh? They just gonna run
Hmm.
over people, Stag.
Yep. They're gonna
What
run
in
down
the
ICE agents, which again, this is them escalating the chaos. And then when something happens, they point the finger back at the federal government and say, "Look at what you did." And I would propose to them, what do y'all think is gonna happen because y'all protesting and y'all yelling and y'all don't like what they doing? What do you think they're gonna say? Oh well, they won't don't want us here. You think they just gonna pack up and go home? That ain't how it works.
what they're gonna do is make Trump, because I didn't he do it before when they was doing something with the police, make it where they're gonna come up with something where it's gonna be a federal case, or something if you do something to the officers, because you're gonna have to quit thinking that that's okay for them to do. And they, like you said, they looking at them like they not nobody. So they're gonna end up writing an EO or something, that if you do anything to these ICE agents, because they're not even, I don't understand. I mean, I'm not saying you can't protest. I get that. But you can't stand in front of no car. You can't throw nothing at nobody. When you get to doing that, like, why are they letting them do that? They should just arrest them.
That's what they were doing. They were trying to arrest her because she had been blocking traffic to stop ICE from pursuing people or whatever it was that they were doing. But she was obstructing them with her vehicle. And she had been doing it all morning.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, I mean, if they're not violent, and one that's one thing, but when they do something trying to hurt these ICE agents, I believe that hey, it's time for them to go. I mean, it's time.
She's a regular protester. That's what they say. She's a paid agitator. She doesn't even live in Minnesota. They're from Colorado. And these NGOs is just busting people around, and because if you notice, where are they? They're in blue cities.
Mm-hmm.
Why in blue cities? Because they allowed this to go on. So in order for
And
them to keep this
defending them,
narrative going, they got to go where it's friendly for them at. Because why aren't they protesting in red places?
and they literally are defending. They're defending the criminals. I
Yes.
mean, yesterday when I
Same thing
watched,
from Summer of Love. They defended them. Remember, they told us it was peaceful protests while shit was burning down.
hmm
And they're like that in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. Remember, during the Summer of Love, that's where they burnt down that police station,
and I
and
watched
nothing happened to
them
anybody.
yesterday. Watched them burn. Some guy was burning the United States flag. That was in Minnesota. I'm just like these people are crazy. But
Hmm.
I mean, we
But
still
that's what
kind of.
they do in other countries. They get this unrest. These groups, just like this, that they're paying, they go into foreign countries and they get them agitated with the current regime. It starts with little things, and then they do protests, and they encourage them to do these things, and
hmm
then they finally are able to oust the leader. And that's why I look like the American hands ain't on it, because they might not go in and kill him, but they get the public, a faction of the public, so riled up that they get to where they ready to storm the government, or whatever it is. Those same tactics that they use in foreign countries when they want regime change, they're deploying here on our soil against the American people. They want regime change. They want Trump and his administration out of office.
hmm
So they have to keep up all of this social unrest. And that's how it looks to the world. So if they're successful, it looks like, oh, he was just a horrible leader and America just didn't
Yeah.
like him, and it's better that he's gone.
Mhm.
Yeah. They need
Well, I
something to
don't. I
show
don't.
to the rest of the world.
I don't know if we saw this, but this is something. It says the U.S. Senate advances resolution to curb Trump military authority in
I
Venezuela.
did see that. Let me go to my notes. It
It's
was a waste of your
I'll read a little
time.
bit while you can get your notes. It says the US Senate has advanced a resolution that would bar President Donald Trump from taking further military action against Venezuela without congressional authorization. The vote on Thursday on the procedural measure to advance the war powers resolution was 52 to 47. Several members of Trump's Republican Party broke with the president to join every Senate Democrat in voting in favor of moving ahead. If eventually passed, the resolution will require Trump to remove U.S. armed forces from imminent engagement in the hostilities within or against Venezuela without further approval from Congress. The resolution will now go to full floor debate in Senate. It must be passed by both chambers of Congress to reach Trump's desk. The president could then veto the resolution. Overriding the veto will require two-thirds support from the Republican controlled House and Senate, a likely insurmountable threshold. So, who were those two Republicans that?
Oh no, it was one, two, three, four, five. It was Rand Paul, Lisa Murkowski, Todd Young, Susan Collins, and Josh Hawley. Sorry, Jabo. They voted with the Dems.
I thought we liked
This
Josh Hawley.
is, I think he fake. Um, this
Hmm.
is again them trying to usurp power from the executive. This is an overreach, right? Because the president clearly needs to have the flexibility to make decisions
Mm-hmm.
about national security.
Mm-hmm.
and things that we're going to do. And according to the Constitution, he is in command of the military, not Congress. Congress doesn't get to decide where he can deploy people. And I think that sometimes people have it confused as to why Congress is involved with the declaration of war, right? Because y'all like to use that again because y'all hate Trump, that only Congress can, they got to declare war and this and that. That is only because it take money to go to war. Because even if Congress do declare war, if he don't send troops, ain't nobody going. They can't send our troops
Right.
anywhere. So it is he has that authority, and for a certain amount of time he can have troops there, and then he needs to come to Congress because again they hold the purse, they fund things, right? He doesn't need to ask their permission to go to war. That is the way that y'all think it is when you say he has to go to Congress because he need money to fund the war. War costs money,
Right.
and they need to figure that out. But he can send troops, do military strikes, all of those things, and that is in the War Powers Act, and that is his duties as commander in chief to make those calls. We elected him to make those calls. And if Congress is now, just because they don't like the calls that he's making, they are trying to strip the commander in chief of powers granted to him
Mm-hmm.
by the Constitution. Article 2 powers they are trying to take from him.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, I
Mhm.
tried to find some things. Look, I should have knew you had already. We were trying to find some things that ain't everybody ain't talking about, because of course with the stuff that they ain't we now know with Nick. Speaking of that, let's talk about him. Let's go to this real quick and go to trending topics. Trending topics. Woo! All right. So I'm gonna go to I want to start off with your whole thought with the Nick Shirley and
Mhm.
his life, they threatening his life now. They saying he white supremacist. He I think was it who was it? Was it Jasmine yesterday? During that hearing, somebody was like, yeah, and he was oh no, I can't stand her. I do not know her name. I'm gonna have to find it. The one she really needs to shut her mouth and never get in front of a camera. That one with the red hair. You know what I'm talking about?
Red hair.
And she has this voice and talks like that. And she was talking stupid. They interviewed her. They always interviewing her because they must know she's stupid. I need to find her
With
name.
red hair?
Yeah, she's and she's new. I think this is her first uh little season up there on Capitol Hill. Um I cannot think of her name. I'm gonna get it before we done. But she was up there. She literally was like,
With the
yeah,
short red hair?
it's long, and she be wearing this swoop to the side over here. She's maybe in her well, she look old, but she probably only 30 something.
I'm gonna need to see a picture of her. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Because they
find
all crazy.
I'm gonna
Ain't one
find
of them ain't nothing.
that, but she was like, what did oh, she was saying, yeah, and then you're gonna listen to a YouTuber who he done went to a daycare where children are at stalking a daycare and
Yeah.
with
Yeah, I know who
children.
you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
What's her name?
Hmm. I don't know.
I need to know her name because I need to talk about her out loud. I need for
Mhm.
everybody to know who I'm talking about
And
too.
she was stupid. They made her look stupid because she couldn't. What she was saying didn't even make sense.
Yeah, I'm like,
What
what do
would
you
you
mean?
do? She was like, what would you do? And they might have a gun, and they like, what are you talking about, lady? What are you talking about?
I was
It's
like,
craziness.
I was like,
But this is kind of breaking. So
I
watch
found it. Look,
live.
that's a shame. I found it. This her name. This.
So
Look, I'm gonna
there
pull up.
are nationwide protests now, so they're trying to ramp up and get their little George Floyd moment. Nationwide protests over the shooting in Minneapolis. They protesting nationwide now.
Who going? Well, being Crump, he don't care. He just wants some money. He gonna come style. There she go. Her name is Melanie Stansbury, and she is.
Melanie Stansberry.
Yep, she is out of New Mexico,
Oh yeah, they corrupt there too. What you talking about?
District 1 out of New Mexico. But
Hmm.
I just was like, what is she talking about? He went to do an investigation. That's what happens. People show up all kinds of places. I'm like, these people are so stupid. Like,
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
okay. They
always
are.
saying something stupid. I think that's what really gets on my nerve about her. They find her to put a camera in her face every time it's time to say something dumb. But so yeah,
Hmm.
so what would you, and then now a couple of them other little young guys are coming out trying to do the same thing. But like
Yeah, I
I
saw.
feel bad. I want the young man to continue to do what he's doing because I'm sure he's making more, earning a living or whatever, making more money now. But like, dang, when you think about what happened with Charlie Kirk and the way that and I don't even think they realizing that's what y'all doing. Y'all kind of promoting people to be foolish and try to do something to a little boy.
Well, do you know? I have to think that he knew the risk of what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that as a you do this thing, but I didn't know, and I had saw him. He was on, I want to say PBD podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and they interviewed him, and he said that he was the last guest on Charlie Kirk's show before he got killed, and that he was supposed to be there, but he decided at the last minute because he said because his name is pretty big in Utah, but he said that he decided at the last minute to go to New York. So I have to think that
Oh no, he knows because I've been
it
seeing
would.
him for at least a year now, and he always. That's why. Remember when I was like when they was talking about the National Guard being in D.C. and all the people was on the platform saying all this crazy stuff. And remember I was like, no, this guy went down there and was literally he interviewed the homeless people. He did that was him. He literally went down and
Mhm,
showed, and this lady was just screaming in his face, "No, go get it!" Like the same little stupid stuff, and wasn't nothing
mhm.
happening, and she was just trying to like you could tell she was a protester. He always he goes to the, I think I seen him when he went to No Kings, and of course they were don't talk to him. I swear them people is
But he
crazy.
wasn't really that as huge as he is now. And what my point was that if because he was a part of he would do events and stuff with TPSU, whatever the thing is,
Mm.
that he knew the risk, especially after that happening to Charlie. And I would think that he's okay with he got security, but he understands that this is a risk, and he's choosing a path that
Well,
has
he
that potential.
usually didn't have none. That's why Officer Tatum them and they
Hmm.
all trying to help raise because he usually it'll just be him and a friend that's doing the little camera a little
Hmm.
bit. And when he was here in Plano, he was by himself with
Hmm.
when he was just
Well, now
holding.
he says on the video he asked people to donate to his security so that he could have security because he has a security team
Mm-hmm.
who offer they're doing it for free. But
Yeah,
he's saying if you want to help to
pay
pay
them.
for it, then you can donate to a link that he has. So, but see, he
Yeah.
has security people who own a security company and acts to protect him. So,
Yeah, I mean, and, but it's a shame. I mean, because of course, when 'cause that's just like we just keep it real. Not that we out in the street, when we be on here saying what the hell we be wanting to say, and people be talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm.
when you are somebody who is not gonna be afraid to say what you think or to say how you feel or say what you know. That there are gonna be people who love what you're saying, and there are gonna be people who don't like what you're saying. My problem is when you have what we were talking about before, people in authority and people in power who do not um realize, I don't say don't realize, who sit there and say stuff that could cause people who are slow in the head to do something that would hurt somebody just because of something like a political difference or a view of something is different. And that's the part I have because they literally when they doing what they doing and constantly beating up on him now you're getting somebody who may be crazy and feel like, oh, I'm doing this for the people,
The
and
left
now
intend that. They intend that with their rhetoric. They hope that somebody will do it, and
Hey,
then they
Youngie.
can justify it by saying that it's because of his rhetoric or because he's a white supremacist and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
They're interested in taking chess pieces off the board. They don't care about they love, they're living for all of this political violence and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they incite and use the language that they use. They hope to incite chaos and
Mm-hmm.
violence so they can say, look at what they're doing. I told you they cause the chaos. And then when they get a response to the chaos, then they point the finger and say, look at what you're doing to us.
Mm-hmm. They always
Yeah.
blame it on somebody else. I mean,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
and I guess in my mind, I would just feel like that they would like not that Charlie wasn't a kid too, but Charlie was at least 30 something. This is a little boy.
Hmm.
I mean, he
Yeah.
23, but
Charlie
still.
started younger.
And soon, and then something, God forbid, to anybody, they'll be the first ones, but then they want somebody to feel sorry for, this lady. And I don't want nobody to die, but you want us to not focus on she was trying to run somebody over and
Hmm.
focus on she was a mother. Well, she knew she was a
Hmm.
mother when she went down there getting in the middle of stuff that could turn it out violent.
Hmm. But that's the thing that they do too. They use their children as weapons when they're doing these things. But I just wanted to say that like our president has done another thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ghana's former finance minister, Ken Afori-Atta,
Mm-hmm.
who is wanted in his own home country on corruption allegations, has been detained in the U.S. over issues related to his immigration status. Ghana has previously requested his extradition. His lawyers are challenging it. They say it's politically motivated. But he left Ghana last year for medical reasons, according to his legal team. And he had a visa. And he said that the visa, I guess maybe it lapsed. And he said that he was about to go through the process of changing his status.
Mm-hmm.
But in his home country, he said that when he left, he said, he was going to come back, you know. He faces a dozen charges relating to his time in office under the previous administration, including conspiracy to commit procurement fraud and causing financial loss to the state. Last February, prosecutors in Ghana declared him a fugitive, but they changed that title when he said that he intended to come back. But now we know that that is a lie because he told us that he intended to fix his visa status and apply for a more permanent status here. Like,
So he
so
ain't trying to go his butt back to Ghana. So, but would they have him now? Maybe hopefully they'll send him back.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
'Cause they tired. They fit to be tired, as my mama will say.
Hmm.
Well, you got anything else in this the trending topics section?
I think,
Trying to think.
well, finally, you got to pay the Trump
Young
lawyers,
Thug,
uh,
yeah.
them legal fees.
Oh, and she gotta give Young Thug all his property back.
Yep. So she better go find that property. This thing.
She didn't sold it. That's really what she
She
wanted.
is.
That's really why they was going after them and taking his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You mad because that boy then turned from being a hood booger to a damn millionaire. And even though he was doing, silly stupid stuff, that he was making his money, you know, from music and had all that stuff, and they literally was trying to keep their stuff and sell it, which we know they do all the time. And because anytime you go and appeal again after the judge done ruled that you got to get return the stuff, then you go and
Right,
appeal, and then
try to keep my stuff, and
yeah,
I'm not. Come on. The
Let
case was
somebody go try to
dismissed.
take her little ugly white fur coat she had on, or little sweater, whatever that was, that little lamb she had around her neck, and
Not a lamb.
or or, or her little Louis Vuitton fan that she didn't spend $10,000 on. That's why, because she's sitting there confiscating wealthy people's stuff and using it, and then trying
Look,
to act like, girl, you
yep,
don't make that much money.
yep. And she was so cocky that she thought that she was gonna win, but the spotlight on her, right? She thought that she was gonna win, and she wasn't gonna never have to get that stuff back. Cause, and also remember, the judge was helping them too. Remember all the corruption from the judge?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the best thing that could have happened. And that's why I wish Thug
So
wouldn't have
they
took that
probably like
deal.
sending the
When it
money.
switched to the to Judge, I can't remember her name. When it switched to the lady, first of all, because she
Hmm.
was literally a neutral judge, and she was looking. You know when people look and they truly are being fair on both sides. She was looking like, what the
Hmm.
hell is y'all doing?
Because this is what they used to doing in there.
Cause the
She
man, I
she
can't
got
think of his
so
name. He
many
was letting you could
problems.
tell he was so, it was horrible because I watched that trial. When I say he was
Hmm.
so biased, it was horrible.
Hmm.
And I know
They was breaking all the rules.
that's why I'm so glad that God, I knew all these people's names at the time. Thug's main lawyer, the little guy, he actually just was the lawyer for, I think he was on, not Diddy, one of the last people too, or maybe it was Diddy. I think he was on that Diddy whatever too. But when I was had when, because they tried to lock him up too, dude tried to put him to be on locker. It was horrible. That's why I was glad when she came in, she wasn't playing that. She wasn't no favoritism. Oh, because you the state's attorney. And that's why now when they did the appeal, she was like, no, she did a final, like, no, get that boy his stuff back. Y'all already his
Yeah.
$50,000 watch missing that y'all got a picture of you holding when you was doing inventory, and now all of a sudden it's gone.
Hmm.
They dirty down there. I mean, they just full of that whole
And
everybody.
Trump is suing for his legal fees, $6.5 million.
Did you see Ashley Merchant came and ate her up to one? She did some interview. She ate her up. I'm like, and
Hmm.
it's certain people I be saying, the Lord know not to ever let me run into them, because the way they be flexing and people don't be calling them on their stuff, you better not ever give me a chance to say what I want to say. And one of the key people is her, and definitely little bald head, little representative from where she from, California somewhere. You know what I'm talking about?
Karen Bass.
No, the little rep. She a rep, and she was trying to argue with the guy yesterday about the stuff, trying to
Oh,
the
that
people.
old lady.
She ain't old.
Oh,
She stay bald. She bald.
Ayanna Presley.
Yeah, and she it's
Hmm.
always trying to have a viral moment too. And then with that jacket on, she kept having that jacket on kind of straight. I'm like, girl, if it's getting on your nerve, take it off. What is you too busy? Because you know the camera gonna be on you. You gotta keep fixing it. It don't need to be on. I was so irritated by her. I be irritated. Her, Jack, all them. I run into them, but
Because
that
they
one
don't
lady,
stay
she
on
ain't scared of
topic.
them.
Who,
You know,
Nancy Mace?
yep. That's why I just say
Mhm.
that.
She
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 died. She died it
she want
all.
all the smoke. I was like, I like her. Brush your hair a little bit. Her and Jasmine should have brushed their Jasmine hair. That like it looked like she be just rolled out of bed and came and sat in there to get a viral moment with her hair not combed.
Mm, mm,
She was
mm,
all
mm.
over. I'm just trying to say, because if the president, I be like, girl, you got Tourette's or
Mhm.
something. Why is you shaking?
Let's be clear, okay? Let's be clear.
Because I'm just trying to, girl, no, you don't talk like that. Cosplaying. Look, she
She
might as
gets on
well
my
get all
nerves.
her little Showtime moments out now, because she will not be reelected.
It's gonna be awful. She running for Senate. She ain't running for her House seat no more. So we gonna be done with her when she loses this election.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She gonna be gone. Praise be
Yeah, we
to
gonna
the
be done
sweet
with her.
baby Jesus, black baby Jesus.
Hmm. And they are I don't understand how the people who vote for how they don't see through all of this
I know.
theater from the Democrats. Like I
Cause
don't see, like
because
y'all
they
don't
ignorant
see
too.
this
That's what I didn't
game.
figured out. They ignorant too. So they literally see that as that's right, girl. That's right. You tell them. Not
This is just
like
crazy to me.
that's an embarrassment to you supposed to be so qualified, but you don't know
And
how
she don't know
when
what she be talking about, all of that attitude, and she don't know what she talking about. She's lying, gaslighting, making up stuff. They think y'all dummies.
yeah.
They think that y'all are literally
Yes, we did,
dummies.
Yankee. She said that she asked if we do about Maduro. Yes, we did. Um, yeah, and my thing is because I always tell people I'm not your average accountant, right? I'm but when I am in places where like that, where I would be, what I'm saying, I'm in a conference, I'm in somewhere cameras on me, you're not gonna and I'm not in my own space, I am going to be the other side of me, which is still me, but I'm definitely not going to be embarrassing to anybody who is proud of me, anybody who's supportive of me, and definitely not my mama. And I be saying, I wonder what her private school, law school paying parents think of how she be acting on TV,
Hmm.
knowing that they ain't teach her like that.
Hmm.
So
Well, also, I just don't get it. Like everything is, and they're so blatant with it. Like with the Maduro thing. Like just recently, they were like, Maduro is illegitimate, and he's oppressing the people of Venezuela, and he's a
mhm.
dictator. And Trump wants to be like Maduro, a dictator, and Trump is not doing enough to get to get Maduro out of office, and
That's
all of this
crazy.
stuff. And then he go in and do it, and now it's war crimes and he kidnapped the leader of another sovereign
Get Trump
nation,
out.
president of another country that they was just calling illegitimate and nobody recognized him as the president of the
Not,
country. But now,
they wanted all dictators and all kings abolished. Now you're fighting for the king.
it's
Kings.
crazy.
They like
It's
Putin now too.
crazy.
That's why, and then they're gonna come get us. That's why China gonna come. All the people gonna come. We ain't like you sound so stupid. If you all are
Why
watching
China ain't
and
gonna
you're
help
somewhere
Russia get
rooting
their
for
foot
your
in
country to
there?
lose, you're somewhere.
Hey, how come China ain't help Russia come get their vote back then? Since y'all say you so scared of them and they so bad, we supposed to be scared of them.
I
Why
mean,
they ain't go get their boy to get their vote back?
I don't know. I really I am just like and we talking to y'all. If you are sitting here rooting for your country to lose, rooting for other countries to come and do something to your country in your country, you are absolutely what word is good? We can't say what you are slow. That's like me rooting for the burglar and killer to come into your house. Like
Just
that's
because you don't like the current
just because I don't,
president,
yeah.
these are decisions that are going to last decades. The moves that he's making is stuff that's going to reshape for decades. And he's trying to make sure that we are in the most strategic position on the globe and we are secure. That's it. He's worried about the strategic ways that the enemy can harm us, and he's trying to cut that off of them. And y'all fighting him on it.
Because they slow. It's like that woman or man in an abusive relationship and you just fighting to stay in it.
Mm, mm-mm.
And not in a, what I'm saying, and not in the good way. Like they are not
Mhm.
staying with us. You want to stay with the people who gonna do you some harm, is what I'm saying.
It's crazy. I just, my brain can't work like that. Because all I'm going to keep, because like we have investigative minds, right? We have investigative minds. So my brain can't think like that because
Mm-mm.
it won't rest with all the questions. Sorry.
Definitely.
How do y'all listen to the narratives that they give y'all and then repeat that stuff? No, it don't make no sense. They haven't proven anything to you. They keep changing the story. Like my mind wouldn't rest with all the questions if I was a Democrat every time that they say I don't understand it.
No, I because
Don't
what it is,
understand it.
Stag, is what they said. It's literally like it's a mental it's a mental problem. Like you can't understand it because it's really something wrong. You know, like I grew up in a time where they had where they said LD. You're like you use LD. You was learn you had to learn the
Oh yeah, I
disability.
remember that term. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you was and I feel like that's what because I know I mean we have conversations with them and they really be like,
We're gonna
what?
bring that back, though. We're gonna bring
Huh?
that back. We're gonna bring
LD.
that
Oh
back. We're
yeah,
gonna
because
start
they
calling
are.
them LD.
Cause you
We
and
gonna
you know how many times
yeah.
you went to
We
school
can't call
and
them retarded no more.
right, we can't say that we're just gonna be like LD, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. We didn't been in school with people where they kind of cool, but you knew they was
Mm-hmm.
slow, and you be talking to them and they just be
Yes.
like, "What?" And they don't get what you saying, and you be like, "Oh, I forgot he was LD." You
All
know
right,
what
I
I'm
forgot you
saying?
slow.
Right,
I
right.
forgot.
You my friend, but you
Yeah.
slow. And because they
Mm-hmm.
literally don't be getting it. They just I mean, you could say it and write it, draw a picture, do a dance, and they still don't get it. So, girl, look. But look, because
The
we almost
comprehension is awful.
we almost at our mark. So I had a quick little entertainment. We want to go. Let's see. Entertainment time short. I don't know if you heard about this going on. So yes, we are in our entertainment time segment, and I want to see what you knew about this, what you think about this. If you didn't know, your boy is causing problems again.
Who?
Hold
Did
on.
he? He ain't my
No,
boy, but is that who you're talking about?
nope. There you go.
Is it Willard?
50
Willard
Cent.
causing problems?
50
Huh?
Cent.
Oh, that's my boy. Yeah, that's my boy. 50 Cent. He a
Yep.
troll. I love it.
He is giving, let's see what they talking about.
I did not have Clarissa Shields, one of the greatest boxers of all time, crashing out on 50 Cent on my timeline in 26. But here we are. This ain't just rap beef no more. This ain't just trolling. This is a boxing champ versus a hip hop supervillain. And Clarissa Shields said, nah, enough is enough. Let's break it all down.
Yeah.
Now, for the people who don't know, 50 Cent and Papoose been had tension for years. Old industry stuff, old comments, old disrespect. But this time, 50 Cent took it to another.
I'm sorry.
An AI generated video trolling
Look,
Papoose, and not just
but
Papoose,
50 Cent
but
made
also bring to
a
mind even Clarissa
Clarissa.
Shields. I'm talking about AI faces, old clips, caption trolling, 50 being 50, Curtis Jackson behavior. But this is where he messed up because Clarissa Shields saw it, and when I say she entered the chat, she entered loud. Clarissa hops on Twitter and basically says, these rappers don't get their ass beat enough. That's the problem. Then she followed it up with, MF's never been the best in their field, no matter what era of their career. So 50 can shut the for real.
So did you hear about that? Did you hear what's been going on?
Well, I knew the beef, and it started because 50, from where I saw it, started seeing it. I don't know if this was the start or not. I can't say that. Where 50 said that Papoose always liked some manly looking women or handsome looking women or something. 50 is a menace to society, okay?
Yes.
And I love it.
You see, it's crazy because I love 50. I love 50. And I love Pap and I love Clarissa. So it's like I know 50 being 50. Pap coming at him good too, and I think he did like a little diss track or whatever. And then Clarissa actually did good come back at him, and then 50 sat there and cause they was putting like an AI putting 50 head on the body of some like little soft boys in their leggings and stuff, and then 50
Yeah.
came and posted a picture of her when she was 17, looking like a little after she had just won her medal, her gold medal. Looking like I said, we all look, but a lot of people looked when they was young and into their stuff and trying to call her ugly or whatever the case may be. Everybody really kind of came to her defense on that. Actually, this guy did really good. He was like, y'all sitting there talking about her. He like, I much rather, which is something you, because men always say, well, of course we know they go after the BBLs and all the injected faces. Like, I don't even know who Cardi B is no more because she looked like a full troll. But he was
Mm-hmm.
like, real men, we want real women. Like, y'all sitting there talking about her. She's a normal, natural. Ain't nobody waking up every day looking all made up, eyes tucked, pulled, all that. Like, cause why? He was like, that means that
Mm-hmm.
he was just like, that means that they got to be insecure or something about yourself. If you got to reconstruct your entire self to feel good about yourself, then it means something is wrong with you. So I would
Mm-hmm.
much rather a woman who is confident in who she is. And if you might want to fix a little thing, your teeth is crooked, you want some braces, or you want to get some. He was like, that's that. But when you somewhere trying to talk about somebody else, and we can't tell you today from who you was 5 years ago, then you got the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So
But 50 is a menace. Nobody is safe. What's that mean? Hide your kids, hide your wives. 50 is a menace, okay?
because he gonna
But I
come.
love it. I love it because he don't care.
Yeah,
He
he
don't
gonna come.
care.
They even found, I think was it one of his baby mama, whoever they didn't found her. She done did a whole interview saying how he was talking about how he got shot or whatever. How he was telling the story that ain't even really true. He really soft, like he wasn't really no street dude like that. Like she was telling. I can't. I'm gonna have to send you the
I don't
interview.
believe her. I don't believe her. I done seen some stuff I don't believe her.
Yeah,
She hating on 50 and she gotta stop. She gotta be stopped.
they doing 50 like they did Donald Trump. They do 50 like they doing Donald Trump. Oh Lord.
Hmm.
Well, yeah,
I
I
done
just
seen some stuff that he done did. He is serious. He's serious on the get back. He
too.
ain't just the internet troll.
You ain't never heard 50.
Hmm.
I said, Yonky, you ain't never. She said, Yonky, you ain't never heard 50. She said she ain't never heard no music, no songs by 50. By 50. Well,
You have it's a commercial song. In what's that in the club
you can
song?
find me in the club, bottle full of bud, my
Bottom
like what you need. It's
club.
still an
Yeah,
echo,
that
Yonky.
song.
It's still an echo now because I controlled the situation. So as we wind down, we are wrapping down to our last y'all favorite segments of the show, which are our two moments of us individually. I can't wait to see. I didn't even ask. I say I ain't gonna ask you no more. What your time is, but if you guys are new here, first of all, before we go into this next segment and you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we go live. Share. And if you want to buy Stag a coffee, use the link scrolling below. And if you want to grab me a tea, use the link scrolling below. All right. So, what you all have been waiting for, which is now becoming a part of the show that everybody is talking about. Some talking good, some talking bad because they don't like honesty. But whatever the case is, we want them to keep talking. Now, Stag, where did it go? Hold on, because they not gonna play with me. They not gonna play with me with my Stag. There we go. All right, it is Stags. I just can't moment. Y'all, buckle up. Let's go, Stag.
Okay, I just can't with people in our country fighting with their fellow um, countrymen and women, and the president of the United States who only want to keep you and your next generation safe and secure in this country. It baffles me that how could you say if a country If another country has their eye on something that is literally just miles from us, when we're talking in terms of military weapons, right? Why would you be okay with someone allowing our adversaries that to be that close in proximity to us? Because you have to remember that y'all are cheering that we need to keep Russia off of Ukraine. That's Russia can't be on Ukraine, but y'all won't even defend your own border. You want him to give money, weapons, and security to a country all the way across the pond, but you don't want him to secure our border right here at home from anything that could come and take us over. So it's not okay for Russia to have access to Ukraine, but it is okay for them to have access to the United States of America. I don't understand that, and y'all need to understand that we are a powerful nation. We are a sovereign nation. And in order for us to be secure, because I know the media make y'all laugh when, Donald Trump said he wanted John by Greenland. Hey, he's so stupid. He's so crazy. It's strategic militarily, and it keeps you secure. And it not only keeps you secure, but it keeps Canada secure, because it's right up there by Canada. Remember earlier when I told you that the United States provides security for other people, not just us? It's other people that defeat. They sleep under the blanket of security of being right next to the United States. It's not by their own merits that they safe. They safe because we make them safe. And you finally have a president that is looking strategically at the globe and assessing what will keep you safe and willing to do whatever he has to do to make that happen to keep you safe. And all you're getting is your ill-informed decisions because you know nothing about geopolitics. You know nothing about what's going on with these other countries. But somehow you know that he don't know what he doing. And it appears to me that people before him didn't know what they were doing, namely Biden. Look at the Afghanistan withdrawal and compared to the Maduro extraction. It's just like I just can't with the hater. If you don't like this country, buy you a plane ticket, renounce your citizenship, and go live wherever the fuck you think is gonna make you happy. That's it.
Because you just can't. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see the clip on this one. So look, Stag,
I'm
like
sorry for the curse at the end. Couldn't help it.
I know you can. We free over here. We's free now over here. And the point is, I get it because it's very, very, very frustrating. Especially doing what we do. We be on this on the other platform and on there listening to people daily talk about their own country. Wish for other
Mm-hmm.
people to do something to their country. So mad that you finally got an actual man who is not afraid to do what a president is supposed to do in office, who don't bow and buck and bend when he don't have to and don't want to. And now you don't know what to do because all we've been doing is comparing them to people who ain't been like I'm sure I don't recall maybe them people
Been
back in the
weak.
day when I wasn't living was strong as this man, but I ain't seen one. And as much as at the time I loved Obama, I didn't see strength like I didn't see the willingness to take on all of these people dogging you out, talking about you, uh, trying to kill you, all these things, and you still show up every day making decisions that are best for this country. Knowing
Mm-hmm.
people calling you things, saying things about you that are not true, that they cannot prove, that they just want to be true because they don't. Like, he better than me because I'd be like, oh, y'all kiss my butt.
I've
And
said
I'm
that
gone.
before. I said, y'all lucky I'm not the president because keep doing what I'm doing and dare stop me.
Yep.
Stop me. That's it. That's it. The United States is the law on this globe.
Yep.
We are the law. We don't want to hear nothing about no international law, what the UN said, the UN Council, we're out the ICC. Fuck all them. We are the law on the globe. Things move the way that we say, because we pay the cost to be the boss globally, not just here at home, but globally. And when countries get in trouble, they don't call Russia, China, France, Germany, Canada, Mexico. Ain't nobody calling them. They call the United States of America when they need help. We're who they call. Them other countries, they offer a little support or whatever, but they don't call them for help.
Yep.
They got
Well,
terrorists in their country. They're not calling France. They're calling the United States.
United States.
Maduro's people, they didn't call Mexico. They called the United States.
Yep.
Were tapped in with us anyway. Like, hey, I could tell you some things.
Right. We need a little aid and assistance here. Well, our final
Hmm.
segment of the of this show, of today's show, is Mo's Money Minute. Now, you guys, you know that we are approaching, actually, the IRS tax season should be opening up in the next 10, what is it, 7, it should be opening up within the next 10 days. I am going to talk to you guys real quick about, before them income tax refunds come and you get to counting and spending it before it go, I want you all to create a budget. And I want you to sit down and write out every expense that you spend every day, every week, that is mandatory in your life. And then I want you to put your needs down, and I want you to put your wants down. And then look at what you actually spend on, and then calculate your total money that you bring in every week. If you are somebody like me, or every week, every 2 weeks, and your money fluctuates, find a sweet spot in the middle, and that is where you need to set your budget at. Now, I'm going to give you one tip. Most people fall out when I tell them this. But your household expenses, that means what you need to keep your lights on, to keep your water running, and all those, should not be more than 50% of your bring home income. If you are spending more than 50% on your roof and everything you're maintaining inside, you are spending too much, and you are setting yourself up to always be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Now, it's only so far I can go in this in a minute, but that is one tip I want you guys to know before your tax, when you get your tax check back, your refund, or whatever the case may be, before that money hits, you should have already written down your income, net, what you bring home, and then your expenses. And that is car, house, food, lights, gas, water, if you're back, your toiletries, all of these things, because you won't ever be able to get yourself out of a situation that you don't know what the situation is. If you are someone who's just spending and you have no idea of what your money looks like, do you even actually make enough for the life that you're living? Like, if you don't know that, that is going to keep you in a position where you're always behind, complaining, and never really truly living a comfortable life. And one of the financial stress is one of the biggest things that stress people out, and stress causes health issues and everything thereafter. So this has been Mo's Money Minute. If you learned nothing from me, please write down income, expenses, and let's get ready to create a budget. If you want to learn more about how to do so, where to do so, you can visit me on any of my platforms. A link that's in our actually description, and we will be able to set up and help you get your stuff in order. All right, this has been Mo, and this has been my Mo's Money Longer Than a Minute. Where we at? All right. Now, every time I say that about that 50%, people be like, the hell? Ain't no way 50%. Look, my household is 90% of my money. That's what he said. I'm like, you gonna stay broke, honey. It is hard, but. So I am glad I missed. Look, well, I seen you, but I missed the show. We missed all of you guys last week. We had some things going on. Of course, we normally come on Wednesdays. My wonderful host was gracious enough to let us push it back a day because of some things that were going on. But we are happy to be back, and we look forward to being back here with you guys next Wednesday. Anything you want to say, Stad, to wrap up? Tell people that they should be looking into, keeping their ears into the ground about, because you see it coming, because you always foreseeing something. Unmute yourself. You muted. Stad, you muted.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
out
there you go.
for before Trump leaves office. I really think a lot sooner the Greenland being acquired, all of the things that he says that he wants to do. I need y'all to pay attention to the actions of people and stop just listening to their words and going off of their words and letting their words lead you. It's okay to like what they're saying, but look for the actions that follow those words, right? Because y'all are following people based on feel good words and not action at all. And y'all just need to pay attention to that. I, um,
If you
you
want to
just
be
about to see a
somebody.
shift in the things that the world is about to. You know, they love to show you some leader that condemned what Donald Trump did or said or whatever happened, but they saw with that move with Maduro that and the lack of response from his so-called friends, right? They didn't even come to his defense or aid, right? Because they can't. As much as y'all say people hate Donald Trump, there's not one country that can do what the United States did in Venezuela. Not one of them.
Clock it.
So he just flexed what our power and strength is on the world stage. Everybody took notice except you idiots on the left. Everybody took notice. Watch how they move. Because Denmark has called him, like, hey, Marco, I know we said that we a sovereign nation and Denmark will never be a part of the United States, but come on down here, let's holler, let's talk.
Right.
Let's talk, because they're finding out that it's not good to be an enemy of the United States.
So as Stag is saying, keep y'all ear to the ground, quit questioning and doubting the power of the United States of America and the current commander in chief that we have in office right now, Donald Trump, because you're gonna F around and find out. And like Marco Rubio said, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
And boom. So thank you everybody for joining us on the Proud Mary podcast. If y'all know why we chose the name Proud Mary, it is because we give it to you nice when we can and rough when you must. So if you are watching and have been watching, y'all see we be a little sweet sometime, and then we get to going off and we be cold, we be switching up here. And that's because to deliver the message, sometimes you can't always be so soft and gentle like we were talking about earlier. So we appreciate each and every person that comes here, supports us, watches our show. If you donate, if you do anything, we appreciate all that you're sharing with your friends. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. We are trying to still build and grow. We want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So help us, help us, help us. That will allow us to take this on another level. And we are currently streaming on Rumble, as well as every podcast network that you have. So if you want to see, if you're driving along, you want to listen to us and can't watch, you can also go to Amazon podcast. You can go to Spotify. You can go to iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and catch us at any time, constant replay, as well as come here. We break this show down into clips. But I'm grateful for all of you. Stag, I'm grateful for you being willing to be here and help make this thing grow. Do you have any final words before we leave?
I'm a woman of few words. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say stuff when it's time to end. I thank you. I appreciate everybody for being here with us at the ground floor, watching us grow. Um, listening to us and our thoughts. uh, that's it. Thanks. I appreciate y'all
Yes, we and
for
we and,
rocking
and we
out.
really are doing. Oh, I just tell you guys, we have 30,000 views so far on our videos, and we aren't. I think we may be this may be our eighth week. Possibly we either week 7 or week 8, and we have that many views. We need to get them views with them subscribers with them views so we can continue. And you know, I'm claiming it. I know Stag is claiming it. We here right now, but you'll be seeing us, you know, in a city near you, booking a venue, having a conversation, talking and sharing our information and sharing what we know. We not keeping nothing small. Ain't nothing small about me or 92 Stag. So we start small and continue to grow and grow and grow. So may God bless and keep each and every one of y'all. And remember, ain't nothing like Proud Mary.